I know this. It's loud, though. It's Stuttering John song.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
This did all right for you, right?
Yeah, this album went 10. It shipped back platinum.
The Airhead soundtrack. Wow, we're swapping stories, as they say, John. Swapping stories during the break.
Yes, very interesting ones.
Yeah.
Very interesting ones.
This must be like when, I don't know, I guess U.S. Grant met, what's his name, Robert E. Lee at Gettysburg. Yeah. Two rivals finally meeting over a coffee table.
What?
Boots covered in horse shit.
Yes.
I got to say, back in the day, if someone told me you fast forward a bunch of years, you're going to get a bunch of the guys from Howard that really did great stuff for Howard Stern on your show, I'd be like, you're fucking crazy. But we've had Jackie a bunch. We've had Artie a bunch. And
They said great stuff. Yeah, Jackie.
This must be like when G.I. Joe met Cobra. I'm just thinking of great.
Anyway.
Yeah, Dave, you have another one?
I'll keep it going. This is like when the $6 Million Man worked with Sasquatch during that weird left turn episode.
Boy, was that a left turn.
That was great, wasn't it?
They just fucking gave up.
They were enemy, not a friend. He's a robot. I grew up very hard and urban.
Wait, was it Sasquatch in another episode where he helped? I don't remember that one.
Wait, Sasquatch was in $6 Million Man?
Yes,
I remember
out
that.
He was a robot that was created
episode.
by the aliens, I believe. No?
Chaos.
The Jews did it.
The Jews who were known as the aliens in the 70s.
Yeah, I think that was the plot line.
I don't remember that one. Wow.
So
Steve Austin.
we got Eugene Levy coming in today. His
Yes,
new
but his
show.
son, and his son is hilarious in the show.
Yeah,
He's like the
Jimmy
co-writer.
really liked the show.
Yeah, Dan Levy and Eugene, and it's so
That's
fucking
his son, Dan
funny.
Levy? I've
Very
heard that
funny.
name before.
Yeah. He's like Travis said he was big in Canada on like
MTV or
Canadian
something.
MTV. Yeah,
Canadian MTV.
very fucking funny.
Wow. And what's the name of the show?
I keep Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek, right.
SCHITTS, and I heard the name, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but it's really,
You like it?
really.
And where
love
is it on?
It's on the old. What used to be
Guide
TV
Network.
Guide Network. It's now called Pop TV, and it's fucking awesome.
Wow.
Full language.
They're reinventing themselves, that channel. So
He is classic, that guy, Eugene Levy.
Yeah, very funny.
Awesome. He's great. Master of timing.
Chris Elliott too.
Yes.
Fucking funny, man.
Eugene Levy, master of timing, that guy. When you watch everything he did, especially those American Pie.
I love the American Pie stuff.
That, he really good. Really can hold the scene.
I didn't know his son was funny.
Yes.
Oh, good to
Danny
meet-
Levy? Yes.
Good old Danny Levy.
I wonder why it's Levy and not Levy.
John, do you think you'll audition for any New York stuff since you're in town, like Law and Order or NCIS Williamsburg?
I would like to do that. Could you arrange that for me?
I could see you playing a story arc on NCIS Williamsburg. You're the guy who still owns a car, doesn't use a city bike. And the rest of the NCIS team doesn't really dig you, but you got some old man skills. This guy knows how to whittle and look things up with a book.
Do you act at all, Dave?
Not at all.
Do you have?
You did some stuff.
Well, I'm acting like I didn't want breakfast. I see everybody here has a nice little healthy breakfast.
Do
I
you,
offered you my oatmeal.
do you act in anything, Jim?
I like how
Yes,
you guys
I'm
eat
very
like we're
good.
on a commuter flight to D.C. Just a little oatmeal and maybe a piece of fruit. I have to give a speech at Congress.
Yes, John and I do a little acting.
Yeah, what the have I seen you in, Jim?
Jim is a good actor.
Perhaps in Spider-Man, and perhaps on the Amy Schumer program, and perhaps in Lucky Louie, and
Lucky
perhaps
Louie.
in Louie itself. The new.
Oh, I remember the Lucky Louie
There
one.
you go.
Louis is one of the few. I'm
What's
sorry.
that? Bored to death. Thank you very much. You rock.
Jim is one of the few crossovers from the Lucky Louie to Louie. You
Yes.
made it to the next.
Good for you. How
Just
do I
me.
get it? How do I
And
get on
Pam.
that show?
How you get on
How
that
do I got to
show?
blow to get on that show?
Well, he's redheaded from Boston.
John, you've done some acting, haven't you? I know that's your.
Apparently, you didn't see me pissing in on the plane, and dude, where's my car?
Wow, that's a good credit.
That is a good
year
credit.
was
That is. I think that's a classic movie.
Oh, I can't remember, but I did that, and then I was going to be in the sequel. Seriously, dude, where's my car? But Ashton Kutcher got so big they couldn't afford him anymore. So that's
Really?
yeah. So he Ashton Kutcher ruined my career.
Wow.
Yes, and my dream of banging Mila Kunis.
Wow. What a perfectly timed stutter right there.
Yeah.
You don't even need a censor. You can just let God do it through his amazing mapping of your brain.
Wow.
What
was
words do you-
impressive.
what words do you stutter on? Are there any particular? We know this guy Andrew who stutters, but ST sounds for him. ST steps, stairs. That's
Big A.
the
You
wall.
probably met Big A. At Ants.
Nah, it's V's for me. V's, M's, and R's. I remember I was on the Tonight Show and Jared Washburn is a pitcher and he was throwing suntan balloons at me, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to go to Jay. Don't worry, Jay. He's no Mariano Rivera.
Oh, wow.
Why I chose those two consonants, I don't know.
Wow.
So there we go. And then we're live, and I go, don't worry, Jay, he's no Randy Johnson.
It got way better, the stutter, though.
No, it did. It did. But, I mean, I still do. Like when I have to say, I did a thing, beach games on the Tonight Show, and it was at Venice Beach. I can't say the V to save my life. I put a silent dot in front of it. Jay, I'm here at the Venice Beach. You know, this way you can get into it.
So you know some tricks.
Yeah, there's little tricks.
How'd you say it?
I'm here. What? Jay, I'm here at the Venice Beach.
At the Venice Beach.
Yeah.
Oh.
So because if I said, Jay, I'm here, I'd be stuck.
Wow.
What is it? I don't like that. What is it with stuttering that happens? Like what happened when you're saying that? Do you think something, or does your mind just go blank?
My mind's always blank, Jim. No, I don't know. It's certain consonants you just can't get out. You know, and it's awful.
Do they know what it is that happened? That's caused it. I'm sure you've covered this before. I'm just
well,
curious.
I mean, it's usually any stutter. It's caused by something traumatic that happens. I mean,
Really?
you already have the gene, but then something traumatic happens.
All right. Well, it's obviously with a V. So somebody took the back of your head and put you into a vagina and made you lick it. It's cool.
Did you see the movie The King's Speech? Did you?
Yeah,
find...
and then I'm like, wow, he's doing the same tricks I've been doing.
Really?
And I had no idea.
Wow.
Colin Firth. What's the Comedy Cellar food?
Oh, really?
Tabbouleh.
I have one more
I
question.
went to Bully today.
Being a stutterer,
Nice.
can you feel the presence of another stutterer like in the room, much like a magician on magician?
No, but it is contagious. Like if I'm around a stutterer, I'll stutter way more.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know
because
why.
you like echo on each other.
One-upping each other.
No, I see. Trading fours, I believe they call it.
Attell had the greatest stutter joke ever.
Oh yeah.
What was that?
My grandfather is a stutterer. He died saying the word papaya.
Yeah, that's a good one. That was a different time, guys. Every joke is so irrelevant now.
Oh, God.
Well, I always liked your. You remember? I think I've told you this a bunch of times with the John Denver one.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Did you ever hear this one?
No.
That joke is so irrelevant now. It was I bought a John Denver tape for $2 when the blank tape is $3, something like that. It was always like the name of the guy, and like now it's like nobody even buys audio tape. You know, it's like I could have saved money just by buying a blank tape or taping over the John Denver. That was it.
No.
All right, I butchered my own bit.
Yeah, no. Well, you said a blank tape is $3. John Denver is $2. John Denver will make $1 more if he just shut the fuck up.
Oh, there you go.
That's brilliant.
Sorry. You'll have to forgive me for not remembering
Dave's
that
that
classic
damn
gem.
good. But you're that good. You don't even have to remember
Dave's
the.
Well,
Dave's
much
classics.
like this healthy cellar salad over here.
Hey, are you guys
it's
doing that?
exotic?
Are any of you guys doing the Justin Bieber roast or?
haven't
They
heard
asked
anything.
me and I said no.
Oh, really? Why?
I'm lying. They want nothing to do with me.
But Kevin Hart's the host, so you might have a shot.
Nah,
What
they
happened
don't know
to-
fuck about me.
is he?
They're friends though.
Yeah,
They're
they
friends.
just
They're
announced
actually
that
friends.
yesterday.
What
I
happened
think.
to whatchamacallit? Jeff, my buddy Jeff.
Jeff who?
He'll be
Jeff
in
Ross.
it. I'm sure he'll be in
He'll
it.
be on
But
it, I'm sure.
Oh no, he's doing it.
they got Kevin Hart as the host, though.
Wow.
But now, why
Interesting.
don't you have a problem with Comedy Central?
No, not at all. But they've never used me on a roast other than Bob Saget, and Bob requested me. Comedy Central just had never asked me
is
to
just-
do a
But
roast.
Stupid.
I would think you'd be the perfect guy to have on a roast.
Nope.
Of course he would be.
And Dave, have you done any of those?
Years, not really, not in a long time.
Wow.
Here's the thing about the roasting. It's a lot more work than people think. Like you have
Yeah.
to really write jokes.
Yeah.
And for like months and months and months. But no, the guys that I know that do it, everybody loves it. It's like the big event on that network. That's like their Super Bowl, their
Yeah.
Spirit Award, their People's Choice.
Yeah, and especially with Justin Bieber, because
There's nothing to make fun of, though. I mean, the kid's dynamite.
Yeah, he really is living an amazing life. He's a good-looking guy. He's talented.
Popular.
Yeah, Canadian. He's got it all going on.
It's going to turn the whole thing around with him, though.
Well-
after you guys all fuck with him.
They say it's a smart move for him to do.
I think it is
absolutely.
because everyone can't stand him now. So this, at least people will hopefully feel bad for him after he gets his ass kicked.
He'll show a human side to him, and
A humility. Get roasted.
And yeah, it'll be very good for him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I want to do it.
Wow, that's a weird breakfast.
I'd be like, look at that haircut, Justin. What are you, 6? I'm ready to go.
So, Jim, how did you lose all this weight? What the hell? Really? I mean, I don't get it.
Look what he's having for breakfast over here.
Yeah,
A
that's
nice.
true. I have an affirmation on my refrigerator. It says, "You can do it." Wow. And I look at that every morning.
But
I like how you eat the enemy's food. I like that. Let me learn their ways. Smell their smells.
Jim, or?
Yeah, I go like 4 or 5 days a week.
He busts his ass.
So what
Well, how
happened?
about that?
Dave, I don't like to brag, but
What happened? Like, what was the whole
I just wanted
epiphany here? What happened?
I just wanted to do. I just got sick of it. It's like I got sick and tired of being a fucking frump, and I just
Hey, watch yourself.
Were you ever in shape as a boy?
never.
No?
Never. No, I was skinny, but I remember saying I was going to go to the gym and I'm going to give myself a couple of months and not expect results. You work out for like 2 days and you're like, I still got tits, fuck me, and then you eat again. Yeah. I was like, I will not see results for 2 months or 3. I mean, it was like maybe 90 days even. You will not see results. Do not weigh yourself. Do not try to fucking look better. Just go for 3 months. Whatever happens, happens. Let it just happen. And I started to see results after a few weeks, but I wasn't obsessed with after 2 days seeing
That's
results.
discipline.
Wow.
But you know what I mean? Like you got to say to yourself, I'm not going to see
It might have been
results
your mom's
right
phone
away.
call, though.
My mother did have a good phone call.
It
where
might
she
have
told
been
me to stop
mom's
getting
phone call.
prostitutes
And you don't
go to the
drink
gym.
at all?
No.
No.
And do you have a
Straight
girlfriend?
edge.
No, I don't. I'm actually. It's like a running joke. I'll say I'm single and I love to mingle, and people laugh. But it's. But no, I do not.
Because it's so weird. Like I stopped drinking for like 2 weeks.
That's it? Oh.
Yeah, but it was so. And then
Did you like it?
Well, here's the thing. I was dating like a 26-year-old,
And they want to party.
And for the first time in like 20 years, I had sex without even having a buzz. I lasted like 30 seconds.
Wow.
But which is so. I guess when you drink, your like dick gets numb from the alcohol. I couldn't believe how
Gives
bad
you a
I
little more
was.
stamina?
Yeah. So I went back to drinking immediately.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but how long have you been single now?
For 5 years.
Oh, it's been that long.
Yeah, I've been.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you've been dating a while.
Yeah, but it usually you get buzzed, you go to a bar, and then you.
Did you? Was it your idea or hers to end it?
The
marriage? Yeah.
It was kind of a mutual thing. It was
okay.
kind of like, as they say, we grew apart.
Yeah, but that's true, right?
Yeah.
When did you know it was finished?
I mean, I'm more still the party guy, and then she became more of
An adult.
yes.
Just let's say it. She's an adult.
Exactly.
Was there a moment where you're like, wow, this is like? Was there a moment of, I know that this is beyond repair now? Like one
Yeah,
thing.
it was about 2 months into the relationship.
Wow.
Did you know early?
For the kids.
When that baby was coming out of her vagina, I knew that I was in it forever.
Did you really know early? Early on?
I knew early it was like I
gonna
knew
work
it
out
was
long
just
term?
it wasn't right. I mean, it was just fighting all the time, and it just became ridiculous.
You guys cool now that you got kids? For the kids?
Yeah, no, I still love the woman as a friend, but and my son is really hates the fact that and she's got a boyfriend, and my son doesn't like him, and all that.
Why doesn't your son like him? Is it racial?
he is half black actually, but no, it's so funny because my son's with me, and then he's like, and he's like, I don't like the boyfriend, and I'm like, why? And he goes, why do you think?
Yeah.
He's so
Really?
smart. He's
How
9
old
years
is he?
old.
Oh, okay.
9. But yeah, no, I guess he
How
was
old is he? A 40-year-old longshoreman in Newark, New Jersey? What do you think, pal? What do you think?
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right? Don't waste my time.
No, I thought it was so funny that young kid could already like know the obvious. Come on, Dad.
Are you jealous?
What?
Of the boyfriend or no?
No.
Oh, you're not. Okay.
No. It's like I'm dating like 26-year-olds. I mean, do I really care who's driving the old car now? I have the new one. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Jeez.
I don't need to get all sentimental.
Fresh car smell.
Yeah, it's nice.
Which is a
It's
beautiful
smell.
segue into this next bit. Did you see that thing about people can hack your car because it's mostly computers now and take over your car? You didn't see
I
this.
did not.
Yeah.
read
Nobody
this
saw, did you see this?
Yeah.
I was
60
too
minutes?
busy reading
Yeah.
about Bruce Jenner. I should probably read about other things.
Actually, I don't know. That's a better story that probably should play through. But now, what if you're in the car because they can take over the radio and the the windshield wipers, the brakes, and everything like that? What if they hack your car? Right.
Yeah.
So now it's like going crazy, right? And then you could be people are like, "What's wrong with that guy?" But it's not you. Your car has been hacked. Mm-hmm. No, anybody?
Well, I think it has potential. I mean, the idea of it, I would say probably something a little bit different. I don't know what.
It's something funny, I hope.
No,
That really stunk.
It was okay.
I was going to say, what if, I wasn't drinking, but the guy who hacked me was? All right, crackpot. We're taking you to
All right, Sam,
cyber prison.
Imagine if you get pulled over and the cop says, put your hands on the wheel, and the hacker just keeps pushing the horn and gets you shot and killed.
I love it. See, now there you go. You took it to the yes. You took it to the better level.
He went there.
What was this all about, Jim?
If I'm chewing something, I hold the microphone up so I don't, but I hold it so I can pull it down quickly.
love
Sometimes
that.
I have a zinger, and I want to.
You don't have that cough button?
They don't
No.
like us eating on air. They
So I won't
fucking
know.
hate it.
There's a lot of times I eat, they don't know I'm eating. I actually hold the mic way above me.
We try really hard not to eat on air, but what the fuck?
See, I'll just fire out a zinger, like that you won't even know I got food in my mouth.
Go ahead.
Wow, look at him. Look at him chow down on that healthy spread.
Go ahead, give me one, Jim. Hurry
And
up.
what's your dessert? Maybe some dried rolled fruit?
I'm trying to eat some banana.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. God.
All right, let me ask the question that
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Opie is this. So now Anthony's not here anymore.
No.
So what happened?
That's a very good question. It's very complicated.
Well, fuck. I talked about
We
Stern.
did, no, we.
Well, much like your marriage, it was time to move on. And
They have a son together.
we had a very complicated relationship. To be honest with you, we didn't talk much off air for many years.
And why is that?
I don't know. We just changed as people, I guess. I don't hate the guy or anything
But then he got fired because of what happened?
for his tweeting.
Yeah, and then
And the company was very upset about it, and when he connected a little violence to his tweets, they felt, don't fucking kill me for saying this, they felt like he had to go.
And did you fight for him?
Of course, I don't even listen to those fucking assholes. Of course we did.
Oh, okay.
Of course
That's
we
the only
did.
question. No, that's the only question because I was on the show yesterday, and then he was like he didn't know if you went. If
He
you,
knows. He knows.
Oh, really?
He's very good at pushing buttons and keeping things going.
So
he
you-
knows. He knows we fought for him. And honestly, the door's not even closed around here. But he's got to fucking figure that shit out. He's got to figure it out, not us.
Oh, no, I was just asking. I'm just asking.
Well,
I'm more annoyed just because of the bullshit that's out there. Because people think they only. I guess they only know what we tell them. In all fairness, but of course we fought for him.
Well, I didn't. I said, you know what?
Because you're reading.
I was looking at my salary, and I'm like, you know what? Without Cumia, there's a Norton bump. That's what it was all about.
Did you get a raise since his departure?
Yeah, but I didn't get Anthony money. I got what I would have probably gotten anyway. I got pretty much the same. I get a little bit more of a percentage than I normally would have gotten.
Yeah.
But not enough to. I don't get Cumia money.
No.
And then we're going to
Just
change that.
Yeah,
yeah.
we both got a little bump, a little bit. We didn't grab his money or anything like that.
Yeah.
They saved a fucking fortune. Let's be honest. So, I mean, I think I was itching to try something different after 20 years, and I know him well enough to know he was itching to try something different as well. He was building a fucking studio months before he got fired. He was already, kind of delving into, fooling around with something a little different. So, and when he got fired, we literally talked for 5 minutes, and there was no conversation about even fucking continuing.
Yeah.
I think it was just time to just take a break for now.
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah, that's a
so
long-
when
a
people
long
say you don't have loyalty, that's such 20 years is loyalty, you idiots.
No, I didn't. I'm just asking.
No, I'm not mad at you
I mean,
at
I
all.
don't care if you're disloyal.
Can't you see John's looking for a job?
Yes, I am.
John brought his rolling
How
bag.
about the Opie, John, and Jim show?
It was absolutely intriguing to maybe try something different after 20 years as well. So that plays into it. I didn't hate Ann, at all, but we really didn't talk much when these mics were off.
Yeah.
For a long time. So just because we grew, into different people. I got married and settled down with kids, and he's living the single life and having a great
He's
time.
Mickey Rourke and Barfly. Anthony has an amazing life.
Look at all the shit in your mouth.
I can't help it.
That's weird though. Like 20 years is long. That's especially in like a professional relationship. That's a long
And
time.
there were plenty of times in that 20 years we probably should have taken a break. Let's just put it that way. It became a very complicated relationship.
It's a dramatic story because I just remember the highs and lows from terrestrial to the satellite.
Of
to back and
course.
forth.
I
Like,
remember when you guys started, and we were talking about this before. Well, first of all, I hated my brother because he had a WoW bumper sticker and all that, and like he was so into you guys, and I was like, "No, they're assholes." They're like,
Because you were drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yes, I was drinking the Kool-Aid.
As you worked for him, you were drinking the Kool-Aid.
But the only thing, listen, the only defense I will have about, with this,
Right.
and I'm talking
Spit it out, John.
I'm talking about Howard is I can understand why he'd be angry. Like, it's like imagine if Letterman, the guy that follows him, was trashing him.
Right.
I mean, then he'd be mad at CBS. So I can get why Howard's mad that a show on his own station is trashing him. I mean, I can understand that.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
I told you on the break. Now I gotta say it on the air. I mean, what happened there? Where we saw what Howard did to radio shows. Me and Ant come into town with a new fucking show. We got a lot of heat though. We're doing okay. And we didn't want Howard to do to us what he did to DeBella and the rest of them. Yeah. And he took a few shots, and we're like, really? There's no fucking way. This is our dream, too, to be back in New York doing radio. So we fought him hard. We had to.
Yeah.
Because those other fucking pussies let Howard roll right over them. And we weren't going to let that. We just weren't going to let that fucking happen. And it got ugly. And there were times in there that we could have easily patched it up, but that's on him, not me.
Yeah.
I was more than willing to sit down and talk to the fucking guy. And this
is funny because I don't know if you heard this, Dave. We were talking about that. So, how many times have you seen Howard? Because anyone's listening, Howard's on the same floor as you guys.
Me and Kenny walked by him last week, and that's the third time I've seen him in 5 years.
And how does that go?
Wow.
He was. Kenny tells it like I didn't even really look at him. I was just walking past him in the hall. Ronnie is like the greatest, and we talk to Ronnie all the time. That's Howard's guy. And Kenny was walking me down the hall, so it was this weird fucking passing in the hallway. And Kenny tells the story that Howard looked like he wanted to fucking strangle me. So I said on the air last week, I'm like, look, I'll fucking talk to the guy any time he wants, and just discuss whatever the fuck his issue still is.
But the thing is, he is making up with everybody now. Because I know he's friends with Kathy Lee now.
He made up with my boy, Brother Weeze. He called him.
Oh, really?
He called him personally to
Rosie
apologize.
O'Donnell, he made up with.
Yeah.
It's just,
He gave me a ride home.
Really?
No. But we never fought, so.
I did ask.
All right, go back to eating.
I did ask for a ride home, when that snowstorm hit, because I didn't want to walk home because they shut down, the transit.
Where are you living now?
Upper West.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And how many kids you got?
2.
Oh, cool.
So, just to finish, though, I don't think the door is completely closed with me and Ann working together. And I don't think it's closed here as well. But that's up to him. I can't be fighting his battles anymore. I fought a lot of his battles. He knows that.
No, because I was just asking. Because
I love the guy, but also we started wanting to do different things with the radio show. So he's doing his thing, and he's very successful. Of course he is. And we have had tremendous success with this new version. So.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is me and Jimmy are working really hard to make sure this doesn't sound like Opie and Anthony, because that wouldn't be fair to what me and him did together.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, it's not easy because there's still a lot of the same players, but we're trying.
It's a pickle.
I can see Jim's working real hard at it.
I'm holding this microphone up and pulling it back down, firing out a gem and earning my keep.
And one other thing that we can move on, like people are like, why haven't you done a show? I reached out to Ann and said, look, we need to fucking talk before you do a show, period.
Yeah.
Get a beer or dinner.
Yeah.
So
Why not both?
That's on him. And then he made fun of he needs to fucking have a beer or dinner before he goes on my show. Yeah, I kind of do. We had some things that we should talk about a little bit.
So you guys have some?
No, nothing major. We just grew apart and we weren't talking when these mics were.
That would be compelling to listen to, though.
Yeah,
because
of course.
I don't think you guys would throw each
I
other
would
under
talk
the
about
bus.
that shit on.
I mean, if the first time you speak is live, I don't think you guys. I think you know each other well enough that nobody would throw each other under the bus. There wouldn't be any.
I don't think so at
Ann
all.
knows you. It's like you're not gonna kill each other. I think that you would hash things out, and it would be very interesting.
I started doing stuff on the show he wasn't really into, and to be honest, I wasn't into a lot of the stuff he was doing near the end. So.
Well, I think you need a neutral party to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. John,
Yes.
I think you would be a great.
I think I
you would be a great
perfect.
Jimmy Carter for this one.
Yeah, I heard you guys get along really well. We're getting along, it seems.
Yeah.
So maybe you should be the guy.
Well, I you know what? Can I do it?
Sit down somewhere in Staten
I'll be the
Island, something
mediator.
northern
It'll be-
Italian.
It'll be perfect.
We'll bring Artie Lang in, and
Oh, yeah.
we'll figure out all sorts of problems.
Dave Attell keeps playing cards until that guy goes home.
No, that would be great. We should. I can mediate the whole thing.
Right. I think I don't know. I don't think Ed likes confrontation in general, and but I don't see him really defending me and all that shit. He kind of lets these assholes continue with their bullshit. When one lousy thing from him would make a huge fucking difference. We've supported him on this show. I've promoted it. We say AnthonyCumia.com. Go there and subscribe. All that shit. So.
Well,
like I said, it's fucking
so weird,
complicated.
But no. But I'll tell you, it's weird because I was telling my brother about this when because he picked me up at the airport. And I'm like, yeah, like I know you guys didn't talk that much off the air. But he goes, he's like, I find it so hard to believe because you guys were so great on the air together.
That's why Jimmy came on board in the beginning, because me and Anthony weren't talking at all. And I'm like, and I was trying to quit in 1999. I was like, I want to go do something else. And my agent's like, do you understand how much fucking money's on the table? They're about to syndicate you everywhere. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because Ant just stopped talking to me. But he was going through a major life change. I'm not putting any of this on Ant, by the way. I'm just talking about it.
Hey, listen, it's just like me and Howard.
I think the guy's incredibly fucking talented. Ant's an incredibly talented, funny fucking guy. But in 1999, I was ready to walk. I'm like, I'm going to go just do something else. And then my agent's like, is there anything we can do? This is crazy. You know how much money's on the table? I go, well, we're working with this new comic. Jesus.
Yeah, young Jimmy.
Young Jimmy. Well, this is...
Oh, Jesus.
This is Jim.
This guy is like... I haven't seen a guy like this since Artie.
I know.
What was your name back then? Jimmy Norbit? Norenstein?
So Jim was on my first tour?
Huh?
Jim was on my first tour.
I was. That's how I met John.
I did not know that.
Jimmy was on the first Stuttering John and Friends tour. It was me, Jimmy, and Modi.
Modi, okay.
And Melrose Larry Green.
I know John longer than you guys.
Yeah.
So my thought at the time was, well, let's bring Jimmy on. He's funny as fuck. The listeners love him.
Yeah.
Let's bring him in as the third guy, and then me and Ann could talk through him and continue the show.
Oh.
Now I have to ask you a question. What
Then we got to more of an understanding where we didn't have to do that anymore.
When they realized that I hated
chemistry,
both of them.
like it clicked pretty much right
But
away.
what was the issue that you guys didn't talk? What was it? I mean, there's got to be something.
No, that's the sad part about it. There's not a he fucked me over, I fucked him over, none of that shit. He was getting a divorce.
Yeah.
And like his whole life fucking changed.
Yeah.
And I was blown off pretty good right away.
Oh, really?
He stopped really socializing. So and then there were rumors
poor Jim, he was kind of the kid.
There were rumors I didn't like. There were rumors I didn't like his girlfriend and stuff. That's not true.
Yeah.
That's just fucking.
No, I don't know many of these rumors. The only thing that I did say, because I did a show yesterday, was I was going to ask you if you guys had fought to try and keep him.
Of course we did.
Yeah, no, and that was the only thing that I.
But it was so complicated. Then it also was enticing. Well, maybe we'll continue and see what the fuck happens.
Yeah.
Plus,
well, if you guys do, I could use a job. And,
The thing with these guys, and I've
stated your case pretty well, John.
I've said this to Opie. I've had the thing of watching them like you said, the kid. I'm kind of in the middle watching, not in the middle like they pit me again, but just watching a married couple in a way.
Yeah.
Kramer versus Kramer.
And very different people. Both remarkably different people.
We started not really understanding each other and where we were coming from.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'd love the guy. I would do radio with him again. Absolutely.
Both people very committed to their views of things. Like, it's hard, like, whenever you're in a relationship to go, like, oh, okay. Wow, excuse me. I that's me that did that. Like, it's always easier to find but that's what people do. I mean, I do it too. Every person does.
But I think the listeners really enjoy the dichotomy of the opinions and the perspective and all that kind of stuff. And that really what makes compelling radio is like strong opinions.
You're full of shit, Dave.
I'm sorry. I'm just telling you right now.
Sorry, I'm trying to get our show going.
Oh, okay.
It was really amazing, though. Then we turned the mics on and we're like, the chemistry was there.
Yeah.
So we should have probably just walked around 24 hours a day doing a radio show.
Yeah.
We would probably be very close friends still.
That's like bands. Bands have that thing where like they don't hang.
I think it just
but
happens
they
after
play
20
great
years. I'm not blaming him, but after
Do you
20
drink
fucking years,
alcohol at all?
A little bit, not much.
It's
the answer. I mean, if you just
Not
drink,
much.
and, you drink, you love. Do you drink, Dave?
No, I quit like 7-8 years ago, something like that. Yeah.
You know, I noticed that like no comics drink anymore. Every time that I'm doing stand-up with somebody, they're
Well, we're getting older.
Most of them don't drink. There's very few.
Very few.
The
age of Kinnison kind of guys.
That's all done.
It's gone. I mean,
It's all designer
everyone's
pot.
drinking lattes now. Like I just did the improv at Fantasy Springs, with Avi Lieberman's drinking a latte. I mean, they're like Mo, like all these guys drinking lattes. I mean, no one's drinking beer anymore.
You're right.
Get a hold of
No
yourself.
need to get emotional about it. I think in the King speech they were declaring war on Germany.
How are they ever going to know you're having a stroke?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's got to be sitting next to you on a flight. Has got to be like really weird. Like, do you ever like talk to people? And is this guy nervous? Is something happening?
Yeah.
All right, give me a Howard story, you son of a bitch. I just
Howard
fucking
story.
threw some shit out there.
What do you want to know? I mean, a Howard story.
I guess I don't really need to know, but
Well, everyone like I get, I go to this place.
the hair and the teeth was just
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So I go to this place, dogshed.com. Do you ever hear it? It's like
I have not heard of that. What is it?
it's a bunch of like these Stern fans and anti-Stern fans, and they keep on saying Howard wears a wig.
right.
And I don't know if it's true, but they have like good evidence and like they show. But here's the thing: if you were going to choose a wig, would that be the wig you would choose?
No, I don't. It works for him. Whatever. What are you gonna do? I was told by a sponsor a long time ago.
Oh, that he does?
I was told.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's fucking true.
Yeah, I never thought
He's gonna be so mad at you for talking about this shit.
about what.
Just in general, he hates when his name's brought up on this show.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I'm banned anyway. What the hell I have to lose?
That's just dumb.
No, I'm just saying. But I never thought that he wore a wig. I've been defending him, and then everybody says,
Right.
But if you've heard something differently, then I don't know.
Well, I told you the Letterman story off air. I've said it on the air though. We were banned from Letterman because Howard called in a favor. That's the truth.
And you know that
Abso-fucking-lutely. We killed it on Letterman. The executive producer comes to us immediately and says, "Hey, here's our calendar. We want to book you. I think it was November. Pick a day." And I believe we actually picked a day. And then all of a sudden it got all weird. And it's we'll get back to you, blah, blah, blah. And then we ended up doing Leno. That's the reason why we did Leno, because we were feeling like, well, maybe we should stick with the Letterman thing because they were really nice to us. And then we even told Letterman's people, we're like, hey, Leno's calling, but we want to show a little loyalty here because you guys put us on first. We'll get back to you. Long story short, they never booked us again. And then years later, from a very, very good source, I was told, that Howard called in a favor to Letterman. That's how much he fucking hated us.
Dave Attell at gmail.com.
Well, that's why
But I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, we do well, but he really went out of his way to try to hurt our fucking careers.
Well, that's why everyone got so like a lot of fans were so pissed at me because how dare I sign the NBC contract before I told Howard? Now, let's say I didn't.
Right.
And then Howard had an adverse reaction on the air and started going off on Jay, and then Jay gets cold feet, and now I've already pissed Howard off, and now I don't have a job at NBC.
Right.
I mean, like sometimes you gotta, I mean, what person is not going to sign a contract and before you.
That's a dream job. It wasn't like let's say we were trying to get you or whatever. That's like so above everything that he should have just let you go and just been happy and proud for you.
Well, it did start out like that,
and you didn't fight Leno's battle when you went there.
No,
you kept that between them.
I went up to Jay once and said, Jay, I'm so sorry about all this, because Howard was trashing Jay, and I said, I'm so sorry, and then Jay put his hand on my shoulder and he goes, I don't care. Don't worry about it. It doesn't bother me at all,
Right.
And that was cool. You know what I mean?
Oh, Leno loved hearing the stories.
What?
He pushed.
Yeah. I know. No, I know.
He pushed.
Yeah. No,
I would give him a couple little things, and he would just laugh like a little fucking kid.
No, I told Jay the infamous popcorn story because we were on the air and like Howard was giving us all crap for all the Christmas gifts, and then I went in there and I said, Howard, one time for Christmas, you sent us a canister with three different kinds of popcorn, and that was our Christmas present. It was like 3 different kinds of popcorn and like a canister with a name on it.
I would have liked that.
So
what kind of popcorn was it?
Caramel,
I love that.
Cheddar, and then the
not a
regular.
cheddar guy.
I swear on my life,
You can't go
But I like
regular.
caramel.
I swear on my life, I stuck my arm in there thinking it was going to be a check on the bottom. Like it was like, I swear on my life.
Right.
And then, so I told the story. I leave the studio and Ganji's out there and he goes, I did the same thing. I put my arm in there too, looking for the check. And then Howard's like, that was my wife who did that.
That was not a good Christmas gift.
No.
There was no money given for Christmas?
Well, that year, no. But I mean, there are times that Howard did give me like, a grand here and there. I'm not saying it was just that one year. He was kidding on like all of us, all of our gifts. So I thought it was okay for me to bring up his.
Right.
Although I'll probably be in trouble for that too. He's gonna kill it. I mean, listen. I mean, he calls me everything in the book.
We don't get gifts here. We don't give each other gifts. It's easier.
Jay would give nice.
I give gifts.
You don't give me a gift.
I know. Me and you got to give gifts again.
Yeah, come on,
mind.
guys.
We got to give gifts again. Me and you,
I don't
Jimmy.
mind.
Jimmy is good at giving gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave me an Apple gift certificate.
That's right.
I still haven't used that.
You should use it.
I'm going to
Money
use it.
hard.
For how much?
3,000.
Really?
No.
Good for you, Jim. I love it, Jim. That's cool.
No, I Jay would always give us like good bonus checks.
What's a good bonus check for what's considered a good bonus check?
Like you get $4 or $5 grand for Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Yeah.
All right, I got
Well, for Jay, that's like what, a Tahoe gig? I
Yeah,
mean,
you're
that's
talking about
nothing.
200 people.
What?
Yeah. I mean, Jay gave a lot of money out, like on Christmas. I mean, everybody got a check. Everybody.
For how much?
For it was all predicated on how many years that you were there for. So,
But what would be the average for the 200 people?
well, a lot
Couple
people,
grand each?
He's
a lot of
he's a
people
good guy
were
that
there
way.
more than me. So I bet you people walking away with 10, 20 grand for Christmas bonus.
So safe to say he was spending
a couple million on Christmas, probably.
a couple million.
Yeah, I mean, if there's 200 people that are staff, well, I'm not a mathematician.
I think you're bad
here.
at math.
I think he should have gave away some old suits that he wore on the show. That would be kind of cool.
I stole
Some
a
of his
couple of his
cars.
ties. Yeah, a couple of times I did a tie, and they gave me the Leno $400 tie, and I fucking walked right home with it.
Yeah, exactly.
This is John
Jim.
Melendez
You're not an
announcer
idiot.
jacket. This is the jacket
really?
they used to announce with.
Yeah.
This is Armani.
And Jay's a little he's a little exact with things. He's probably still wondering where that fucking purple tie went.
Yeah.
I have it again, not
Where's
getting it
number
back.
38 C?
Jay
Good
has
tie.
Jay has like about 100 denim shirts.
Yeah.
Really?
100
Same thing.
jeans, same exact thing. But here's something funny, Jim, because Jay's like OCD kind of, so he always kind of like has to touch things,
Right, right.
whatever. So there's a doorknob right in front of the stage that every time Jay would go out for every show, he had to touch the specific doorknob. So one of our writers, this guy Anthony, decides right before the show to stand right in front of the doorknob, and Jay's like looking at, he's padding to get to go around the guy's back and touch him before he goes on the show.
What he should have done was taken the doorknob off.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's Gary's deal? Is he a double agent?
How much trouble you want me to get into already? You said about the.
He's a double agent, right?
You know what? I
He did some weird kissing our ass, and then next thing you know, he would be playing it the other way. He's a double agent, right?
listen. Do I trust Gary? No.
All right, good.
And I'll tell you the greatest Gary story. Because
Is this bad? Is this bad? Is this?
see, that's what I don't want to do because
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
end up getting.
I'm just curious.
I say
And we just
honestly-
happen to be doing it with microphones on. I could get the answer off air, and I'd be just as.
all right. So
No. Now you guys say.
I'll tell you off air then.
Tell him. You
Tell
gotta
us a
him.
Gary story.
You got to tell him. I didn't listen to the show growing up. I don't understand any of the relationships between the people on the show.
John,
It was
I'll
a-
say this.
What?
I'll say it again. I'll sit down with those guys fucking tomorrow.
No, I know. And as I would.
care.
And
And
as
I've
would
actually
I.
said to some of Howard's people, even, I'm like, look, just let them know. I'll fucking talk to them. I'll meet them anywhere. No
Yeah.
problem. I don't want to be on a show or any of that shit. But, you know.
Listen, I hung
have
out with
no
Howard a
problem
lot. I
with it.
love Howard.
I
I mean,
did-
this
I-
whole thing was just like I would hang out with him. Tomorrow I love his wife. I mean, but
I
you know,
went through therapy too. I understand how you got to make good with some of this shit. So,
yeah.
and he knows that.
Yeah.
Let's sit down with him tomorrow. Anyway, Gary's
But here's the Gary story. So Gary and I were concerned that we weren't getting any plugs like for our gigs because Howard, he would have, he would leave and F's and Fred would do the
and
plugs.
B's.
So like a lot of the other markets would just leave. So if we had a plug in Florida, they're gone. So they're not going to hear the plug.
Right.
So then Gary and I were like, and Gary came to me and was like, let's send them an email and ask him if it's cool if every once in a while he could do the plugs. I go, no, Gary, because I know if I do this, you're going to blame it on me. And he goes, no, we'll send it from my email address. I go, all right. So Gary, on his computer, he writes it. And then all he does is he says, John, now you just hit send. So I go, all right, I hit send. A week goes by, I don't hear anything. Casey comes out of the studio once. Oh man, Howard's really pissed at you, man. And I go, why? I go, oh, that email that you sent him. I go, what email? He goes, Gary was telling him how you sent them the email.
Get a hold of yourself, John. Okay.
And I go, what? You said it was from me? And he goes, oh, it doesn't matter. Who cares? I go, yes, it does.
Right.
That's the thing I was afraid of.
Wow.
And then like 4 hours later, he calls me. I just want you to know I talked to Howard and I told him it was from both of us. It's too late.
Of course.
It's too late by then. So yes, do I trust him? No, I don't.
That's why it makes a great producer for him, I guess.
And not only that, I
This
do.
guy's ear to the ground.
Well, I've had some inside guys who have told me, who have worked there and said, John, do not trust Gary.
Right.
Because he trashes you all the time. This is from guys that's maybe some of them are still even there, and they said, do not trust Gary.
Because he was the one monitoring our show and getting back to Howard all the time. Like, what the fuck, Howard? How the fuck does Howard know about this dumb little thing we did? Man. Anyway, Dave, sorry. A lot of inside radio today.
I know, like Dave was falling asleep over
I was
here.
riveted.
Is it? Are you?
It was like watching two Cold War spies going at it while they're waiting for their PATH train to arrive. Take them to their Russian bear and the American eagle sitting down.
But the truth is, I had a great time there, and I mean, there was a lot of good times. I mean, I love doing the interviews. It was a fun thing to do.
You were, you did some amazing stuff for him.
And I appreciate the start he gave to me. I mean, I'm grateful to the guy.
I don't understand why you're banned though. That's ridiculous.
Well, I don't know, because then I emailed Gary before I came out here, and I said, hey. I don't know if you want, but I should do. If I was going to do a show, it should be Howard's show first, obviously. Right. And I said, and I heard you were at Billy Joel, and I was there too. And then he wrote back, yeah, wasn't Billy great? Didn't mention anything about me doing the show, so I'm pretty sure I'm not.
I don't know. I think the fans over there would love an update.
I think they would.
They're probably getting it through this show and Anthony's show, but
yeah.
I think they would appreciate if Howard had you on and see what the fuck you've been up to.
Yeah, I think so.
What's up with this Tinder? So are you?
Oh, it's great. Do you go on there?
I'm married.
Yeah.
If I was,
Dave, do you go on it?
I hate all computer stuff.
Yeah.
The only site that seems to interest me is
farmers.meetingfarmers.com. They're a bunch of pigs there. But hold on now.
Well, you actually checked it out. Funny.
What do you got?
Oh, so you do it too, right?
You bet I do.
Dude, it is look,
Yeah,
look,
you
look,
fucking
Opie.
bet I do.
Wow.
Try to get my fucking prick sucked.
You're a player cowboy.
So
or a cowboy player. I'm not sure
Dave,
yet.
So
Go
all these
on.
girls, hold on, hurry up, come on. Oh, look at that hottie.
Who
Look.
is that bitch?
Yeah, but is that a real girl?
I think she is because she's 35. If she was 23, she wouldn't be real. But then
Oh,
you just hit
no.
like, and then you hope that they like you. Here's an Asian one. I'm into Asian too.
Nice.
She's got big
But
boobs.
what it takes
yes.
what does it take to say dislike?
Right there.
As a guy, you know what I mean?
Well, that's true. Anyone over like 300 pounds, I say no.
I see. That was a pig.
Yeah, see.
I don't think you should limit yourself like that, Johnny. I mean, you're single.
She's cute.
But have you had hookups with this thing?
Oh, by the way, no, I haven't gotten laid yet on this.
So it's just
But
nonsense.
on Match.com, I've gotten quite a few. Oh yeah.
But how close have you gotten with Tinder?
I just started Tinder.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, let's give it a.
You're in the honeymoon phase.
Well, I look at dating like you have to diversify. You do Match, you do Tinder, and then you go to the bars, and the clubs.
But I'm not good in person though. I like the Tinder, but I'm not good. Dave,
That's really not giving yourself enough credit.
No, I know, and I know that I seem electric and charismatic in here, but I'm a real dud in person.
By the way,
not
Jim
true.
Florentine just sent me a text and said that the show sounds great today.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Would you like Jim Florentine?
I just work with Jim.
been on
Can't
a lot.
stand
I love
him.
Jim.
I
Jim's
can't
great.
stand him.
Yeah, well, him and I are supposed to do a show, but he's got good news. His good news. I don't want to. I'll let him tell you. But he's got some really good.
Whoa, what's that?
This really cool thing that is happening for his career.
Fucking calling him right now.
I did not know that.
Yes.
I just worked with Jim at the casino gig. He rocked it out. He did great.
Yeah. So congratulations, Jim, and I'll let you tell him.
We love him on this show. He's been a regular. He was going to come in when you were in. I think you had to reschedule because of a snowstorm.
Yeah. I was on the way to the airport, and then that freaking snowstorm hit.
I'm calling him Florentine right now.
You must get recognized a lot at the airport, right?
Yeah, I kind of.
Sometimes.
Oh.
How about at a bus station? Because I seem to get recognized more.
You getting tired, Dave?